always fascinated me? Doors! And not just any door. A closed door. Closed doors spark curiosity. It begs the question, what's inside of it? What secrets are hiding behind this little slab of wood? It cultivates an air of mystery, and it invites us to explore and to find tiny surprises when you least expect it. See, it's kind of like that door scene from Alice in Wonderland where she opens one door, revealing another door, which reveals another door, which reveals another door. Or maybe the entire premise of Indian in the Cupboard, where a mysterious cupboard can bring toys to life. If you have never heard of this movie or even seen it, please watch it. And then my love of doors expanded when I discovered that ordinary objects can act like a door. A hidden door posing as a bookshelf. A door behind a painting. A door that's hidden in plain sight, disguised as wallpaper and trim.
Bye, have a great time.
And that's when the wheels in my head started turning. What if I could have a secret door of my own? What if it's hidden inside of a painting? And what if it reveals something unexpected? I'm going to do something that possibly no one else has really ever done before. I'm going to make a functional door inside of a painting. And based on the research that I was doing, no one really has ever bothered to try to integrate a working door inside of a canvas painting. Until today. Now, in case you're new to this channel, I'm an artist. And I like to work with canvas, paper, paint, and lots of glue. And the thing with canvas is, it doesn't really lend itself very well to doors, like at all. So to do this, I decided to start small with one of these little 3x3 canvases. It's tiny, but just enough space for me to really prototype and work out the kinks. So let's get to work. I started off in the usual way, creating a mixed media painting utilizing my pop art expressionism mixed with a bit of street art influences. This is always the fun part because I get to play around and do whatever it is that comes into my brain. Then after that, I had to think of a way to attach the door to the canvas so that it can easily swing and move. And after staring at all the doors and doorways in my house, I decided to use little pieces of rectangular wood and fashion it into a door frame that will sit just behind the canvas. Then came the challenge, figuring out how the door will be able to open and close. My first attempt was to use a little picture nail that I would drive in through one side of the door to act as a single point hinge. But see, the thing about single point hinges is that it likes to get out of alignment really quick. So every time I tried to open the said door, it would just tilt. And the more it tilted, the more it would just kind of go completely out of whack outside of the canvas itself. So this was a no-go. So we had to start over again. For my second attempt, I decided to go with tiny hinges instead, where I screwed the little wooden door I made to the wooden frame. Yay, it worked like a charm, thank God. So I made a door, I made a frame, I made the painting. I gotta find a way to put everything together. I did what every artist completely dreads to do, and that is to cut one of their completed paintings. I took my tiny canvas, lined up where the opening of the door would be, and proceeded to cut a big square hole into it. It hurt, that hurt my heart a little. I'm not gonna lie, that hurt my heart a lot. I know that this is in the quest to do a hidden door. Damn it, we're gonna make it happen. With lots of prayers, I attached the door frame with the attached door onto the back of the canvas, lining up the hole in the door just right. Yay, that also worked like a charm. So the second part of all this kind of hinged on what would be behind the door. Like, what would the person see when they open it? So after doing some brainstorming and thinking about it, I decided to go with an affirmation, going with something that will provide a positive impact to the person that opens the door. So in the front would be a painting, they open the door and they would see some sort of positive affirmation. And I decided to use affirmations that I personally have used in my own life many times through all the hardships of motherhood, just the trials and tribulations of regular life. I took each of them and lovingly transcribed them inside every little single painting. The truth is, many of us are walking through life with lots of invisible struggles. We put on a brave face, we smile through the pain, we say yes when we really mean to say no, but inside we're tired, we're burned out, and we're quietly fighting a battle that no one else really ever sees. So my goal with these doors is to provide just a little speck of mental wellness, a reminder to anybody out there that's struggling that they are loved and they are seen and they are enough, just as they are. It's about nurturing what keeps us balanced, joyful, and whole. And right now, more of us are struggling more than we realize, especially in this day and age. In the US alone, 1 in 4 adults experience some form of mental distress every single year. And since 2019, we've had rates of anxiety and depression rising significantly. That means that many of us are carrying an invisible weight, even though on the outside we look like we have it all together. And especially for those of us who tend toward people pleasing, that weight can feel even heavier. Always saying yes, always putting others first, it takes a toll. And you probably know the exhaustion of giving until there's nothing left for yourself. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. The affirmations behind the doors, they're reminders that even if the world expects you to be everything for everyone else, you can still open the door back to yourself, to rest, to breathe, to remember that your needs matter too. Because like any hidden door, your strength, your joy, and worth are already there. You just have to give yourself permission to open it.